Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new F1 22 League Racing video. This is round 3 of PSGL. As you guys might know, we were not there for round 2 because we were as Race of Champions in Sweden. So we missed a round and lost out on
Beautiful.
a lot of points. But yeah, that happens if you miss a round, obviously. So today we're gonna try and turn that around a little bit. Even though
I don't know. Lost my head.
we haven't really practiced at all, because as soon as I came back from Race of Champions I was ill, very ill, and I was basically stuck on bed, or laying in bed, all day, until like 1 hour before this race. And I took like 6 painkillers, went for it, full send, but yeah, that means that we haven't prepared at all for this race. Which is gonna make it very, very tough. Not gonna lie. Even though it's a very good track for me, you just can't compete on this level without doing any preparation. So yeah, I was too sick to drive. I knew that if I would practice, I would only make things worse. So I felt like, you know, I'll just jump on 1 hour before the race, 45 minutes before the race, and pop in a few laps just to get the feeling a little bit. Luckily, I have a decent setup from F1 Esports, of course, so yeah, that helps. So as we are heading out for our first Q1 run here,
Alright, good luck.
we're gonna take a quick look at the standings.
Jake. Have fun.
Shut your mouth, mate.
As you can see there, Barry Borman's won in Abu Dhabi, ahead of Thomas Ronhar. Jake Benham currently in P2 in the standings, and we are down in P9 after 5 points in Melbourne. Point system works different than in real F1. 16 points for win, 12 for second, 10 for third, and so on, so on. So we're 27 points behind now, which is not ideal, you know. We're gonna have to try and claw that back a little bit, even though that's gonna be hard because Barry is really fast, as you guys might know. However, into turn 1 we go for the first time. Uphill braking, blind apex, 4th gear. Get the apex nicely, not really on the limit with the minimum speed though. And yeah, that's what you need. You need such good laps to perform on this level, and that was just not. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't on it enough, I think so. Into the last part of the S section we go, 5th gear, to keep the minimum speed up. Danny Bresnay goes to provisional P1. Still a lot of people to set their lap times. And into the hairpin we go. We go very deep. I had so much entry understeer there.
Dus hier getting man so much understeer.
As you can hear me, not be happy there. Yeah, just got a lot of entry understeer. Couldn't get the car rotated, and that's the hardest part about this game. The entry understeer, for me at least. Into sector 3 we go then. I wanted 2.438 middle split, which is not very good. Thomas Ronhar goes to provisional P1. And I get a little moment on the exit there, so that cost us more time. But yeah, we lost so much time with that hairpin. Through the long right-hander we go. 6th gear for the fast left-hander. Turn-in point is so important there. 4th gear, through the last corner we go. And up to the line is a 32.5 over P18. So yeah, we're gonna have to go again there. We're only 100 away from Manu.
How'd it go?
Bianculila. That's Jake asked, how did it go? Not great, mate. Thank you. Anyway, on to the last lap we go. You can see we're rounding off, and we're 3/10 up, so we're definitely gonna go through here, unless we completely butcher the last corner, which we don't. Up to the line, it is P11. Peaked!
Oh, that's what he does! That's what he does!
It's actually P11.
I was saying on my lap, there's no way this guy gets through. He's turned up. Oh my god.
So yeah, P11 it is. 1.2 tenths away from P1. Only half a tenth clear of P16 actually, so it was once again a very close qualifying session. But yeah, we're gonna have to step our game up a little bit for Q2 here. Because P11 is not gonna be enough in Q2. We need P10 at least. And yeah, I'm still kind of getting to grips on this track basically, because I haven't done any practice. I remember during this qualifying session my leg was shaking because I didn't have the strength to press the pedal down. And it just made it hard to be consistent on corner entries and on braking points. As my game decided to choke.
I completely messed my lap up.
Oh my god.
As you can see there, I just stood still on this race for a solid 10 seconds. Anyway, by the end of that run, when everyone had finished, we are down in P9, so we're gonna have to improve here and only have one set of tires for Q3 if we do get through, of course. Wide entry to start the lap to carry as much speed as possible. You can see we've gained 2 to 3 thousandths already into turn 1 there. The delta is always a little bit off when you start the lap, so through turn 1 we go. Few hundreds gain, 200s gain, which is just what we need every single corner. 1 200ths is enough by the end of the lap, but that's easier said than done, of course. Very solid S section there, and we nailed that through the left-hander. Actually, we're gaining all the time. Entry understeer again though, and that cost us so much time. Once again, more than a tenth gone, I think so, through there. Now we need to gain time, at least through here. And once again, it's just not smooth. Too much understeer on the entry. We're 1.5 tenths down on our previous lap. Whereas we probably need to improve like a tenth to even go through. Into the next left-hander we go. Fourth gear. A little bit too much entry understeer again. And we still managed to gain half a tenth somehow. To the next right-hander again. Little time gain, even with that little snap of oversteer. And now we need to nail it if we still want to make it through. But as you can see there, we managed to climb back 1.5 tenths. But through the next right-hander, I got such a random snap of oversteer. What? And I have no idea why. But yeah, down in P15 we are basically, which is not great considering we're trying to gain points back this race, especially because we're missing next race in Jeddah as well, which I'm gutted about. As you can see, Barry Bormand got P1 in the end in Q3 ahead of Thomas Ronner, Patrick Siepels, Otis Lawrence, and Jake Benham. But yeah, I'm missing next round as well because I'm heading back to Sweden again. I'm gonna be visiting the WRC race there, where I got invited for, so can't wait for that. But we're once again going to be losing points there, most likely, to the championship leader. And that's just not very ideal, is it? But yeah, if I'm missing league races, I might as well miss them on F1 22. Because, honestly, I don't give a shit if I miss a few league races on F1 22. If the next game turns out to be great, then I don't want to be missing any stuff. But onto the race we go now. It's wet, as you can see. Intermediate conditions. We're starting in P15. Everyone on intermediates. It's gonna be 5 red lights. And away we go for round 3 of PSGL. You can see we get an amazing start of the line compared to the Aston Martin next to it. We go down the outside of Duncan Hovland as he defends the inside. We go all the way around the outside of so many cars and up to P12 we go. And now we're right behind the Haas of Mirko Suriano and Tomek Poratsis into that section. I'm always taking it a little bit cautiously because there's so many crashes always through here. Same in turn 1 by the way, and that's why I didn't stick it around the outside of Mirko there, because there was just not enough space. Through the S section we go then, trying to find space around the cars ahead of me. Switch back on Mirko, we get pushed wide a little bit. Up to P11 we go from P15 on the grid. Down the inside of Tomek Poratsis into the next hairpin. Can we stick it in the inside on the exit as well though, because we've got less momentum of course, so we should lose out, but we got the traction down much better. And up to P10, however, Tomek is not letting this go just yet, and you can see he has much more straight line speed than us, and that's because I hired the wings a little bit from qualifying. And up to P10 we go once again. However, Tomek coming back at us again, and going down the inside into the next right-hander. We managed to stay ahead though, and I thought the move was done, but Tomek came back at us into the next left-hander, pushes us a little bit wide.
I leave him space all the time. He drives like a thick second movement. So.
But anyway, we managed to get past up to P10. And now Chanakinsi is next, but it's been the perfect start as I run a little bit wide. 5 positions gained on this opening lap, P15 to P10. As Barry Borman sets the fast lap of the race, as it was the first lap, of course. He's leading ahead of Patrick Siepels and Thomas Ronhaar. But it's been a great start, and we hope it's going to stay wet for much longer. Half a lap further into the race we go. Just got into sector 2 here, and you can see we got so much more confidence through that whole S section. And overtake enabled. We're going to go down the inside in the hairpin here. And that's up to P9. Bit of oversteer on the exit, as I was trying to get a power down there. But we managed to get a moved on Chanakinsi. And next up will be Luke Smith, but we have to close that gap a little bit. We also have used a lot of our battery, to be honest. Exactly 1 lap later, we've closed 4 tenths to Luke Smith. So we're gonna try and go for a move soon, somewhere in this last sector, because I felt like I was so much better than everyone else in this last sector. And I'm gonna try and sneak down the inside there. Luke defends, but it's too late. We leave the space on the exit, and that means we don't have the momentum that Luke has on the exit there. But he gets a little moment, and I decided to go for the switchback into this fast left-hander. Couldn't quite pull it off. Luke covers off the switchback pretty well, and I just couldn't really get moved on into the last corner, as I felt like I wouldn't be far enough alongside to have a ride on the racing line. However, we're gonna go for it once again into turn 1. We're gonna for a little fake and send it down the inside. Just enough room. We go side by side, and once again Luke comes out on top. He's not making this very easy for us. Again, could have maybe stuck it there, but again, probably not far enough alongside to have the ride for the racing line there. And P9 it still is. Now, can we get him somewhere on this lap then? You can see we can follow so closely, because we got so much confidence through that S section. I decided to not use any overtake there, because I've used quite a lot in the past few laps. So Barry Borman is ghosted there, and I didn't know what Barry. As you can hear there, I didn't know at the time why, because I didn't see that he disconnected. So Barry Borman disconnected, championship leader, is disconnected from this race, and this is giving us the opportunity. You can see there, we go past, and that's up to P8. So very much not ideal for him, very much ideal for us, because this gives us the opportunity to claw some points back into the long left-hander. Again we go. Luke defends it this time, and we decide to try and go for the switchback, but just couldn't quite pull it off. Couldn't get the momentum and the space. As you can see, Luke sliding around a little bit, asking too much of the tires. But now we got the momentum out of the long left-hander, and down the inside we go a little bit deep. We leave just enough space for him on the outside, and up to P7 we go. Now, can we defend it into turn 1? You can see he has a little bit more straight line speed, but not too much. And he goes around the outside into turn 1, but we looks like we've got it done this time. However, he's still there. After all this time, he's still there. But we finally got it done into the S section and up to P7. Finally, Barry Borman has rejoined, but he's lost so many positions now that it's going to be tough to get back into this race. Lap 13 now. Manuel Biancolila has retired from the session.
Oh my god. Well, the tyre saving was done for 0 effect.
The radar showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
And as you can hear Jeff say there,
It's 10 more minutes for rain, it says.
I'm still gonna call him Jeff after all this time, because that's who he is, you know.
So it's just gonna be safety car and then done.
And as you can hear me say there, safety car and then done, because it is gonna dry up in around 10 minutes, which is 5 race laps. But on the safety car, we're gonna be doing
Wilson
laps that are like 3 minutes. You can see there, this lap already took over 2 minutes, and we're gonna be boxing as well for a new set of inters, which might not work, because this is very risky. It might dry up 1-2 laps after the safety car, and then we're not gonna get the advantage of the new intermediates at all. But I still decided to go for it, you know.
I think Otis completely tried to copy what I was doing. Because I faked to the inside like quite early, stayed there a long time, and he went into the pits really late. Like really late.
And now we're right behind Otis, who was in P3. So yeah, we haven't lost as much positions as him. We've basically gone from P7 to P14. I felt like if I want to do something this race, I had to do something different.
I just can't see that working though, man.
I was just stuck behind Wilson for so long, even though I felt like I was so much faster. I just couldn't get past Wilson, so I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm boxing for a new set of inters. I don't care if I lose 6 positions. Anyway, safety car restart, bit of a poor restart for me, to be honest. I wanted to have good momentum coming onto the straight, but a lot of people ahead of me were thinking the same, so when the actual restart happened, the gaps were so big I couldn't catch up. But Otis up to P11 already, we're still in P13, and we're gonna try and get him moved on, and Harvey Cohen in that Ferrari had a little bit of a moment there. I was trying to set up a move into that S section, but I just couldn't quite pull it off. But now, down the inside, which turns into the outside for this one, up to P12 we go. And that is a lovely move, we got so much more grip. Switchback on Mirko Soriano, up to P11 we go. And now we're only 4 positions behind where we actually boxed. So this hasn't worked out bad at all so far. Mirko goes very deep. I had to give him space there. I think he missed his braking point a little bit. So I had to avoid him a little bit there. So we both can continue our race. As behind me they're fighting really hard. And that's why I had to use some of my battery there. I had to defend here a little bit. But we managed to keep P11 for now. I think Iker Baena in the Ferrari behind us also in a new set of inters. And behind him everyone as well. So they are all going to have a lot more grip than the people had. However, we still need to overtake them. Which is easy said and done. Overtaking is very hard in wet conditions. As they're battling up front, Otis tries to go for the switchback, gets covered off, and we decide to go all the way around the outside, which turns to the inside for the next one. Otis turned in a little bit too early, which made me unsettle the car after that tap. I gave him the space, returning onto the track, and into the final corner we go, side by side. I get the power down a little bit earlier, as we head side by side into turn 1. We've got enough space ahead of us to break deep.
Shut up, please.
And I told Jake to shut up. We managed to get him moved on into turn 1.
He's P11.
So up to P10 we go. 3 positions away from where we boxed. 5 positions up from where we started. So that is very ideal. Duncan Hovland now right ahead of us. We decide to go all the way around the outside. Turns into the inside. And Duncan leaves the space. Decides to go for a little switchback. Not even for a switchback, but for the line that cost him the least amount of time, which was smart, not gonna lie. Otis goes for the move now as well. Into the hairpin, up to P9 we go. And Chana Kinsey up next. And then it's Tomek Poratsis in P7. And then Wilson Huge in P6, where we were stuck behind for quite a while. So we're gonna try and line up a move here on Chana Kinsey. We should have much more grip in this wall section because it's all mechanical grip, and you can see more front end, more traction, and down the inside we go. I had to watch out a little bit there for Tomek, who was very slow on entry, but we managed to pull it off, and up to P8 we go. We need to set up a move on Tomek as fast as possible, of course. The faster we overtake them, the easier for them as well, of course, because we don't want to be going for any half moves. We want to have a good move, so they don't lose time as well, because if we overtake them in a proper way at once, they tend to fight back a little bit less as well. So that's why we are going for it into turn 1. Tomek's not even defending this, because it will cost him more time, I think so as well, which is what he's realizing him. And I think with the way we overtook him there into turn 1, he didn't lose really any time, or not much at least. And now it's Luke Smith up next in the Alpine, and then it's Wilson Huge. we were behind him when we boxed. And as Arctis actually got a 3-second penalty there. So that is not ideal for him, considering he was doing so well, you know. I think he's on the right strategy, same one as us. Up the inside of Luke Smith we go, and that is up to P6. But yeah, 3-second penalty is definitely going to hurt him later on in this race. And it's definitely going to cost him points.
Seconds, by the way.
Come on.
Now next up will be Wilson Huge. If we manage to overtake him, that means we've already gained to not boxing, because I don't think we would have managed to get past if we didn't box. So we definitely went for the right strategy. Now the question is, can we even get more out of this? You can see we were almost pushing him around there as we were trying to get past.
Fifth?
Damn it.
What have you done?
You did some overtaking.
Good for constructors.
And now it's Danny Bresnay up next. We already have the fastest lap actually, even though we have been overtaking cars every single lap. And you can see there Patrick Siepels takes it away. However, we're gonna take that back.
What?
By 6/10. 1 sector later, and we're right behind Danny Bresnay already. We are absolutely flying. We've gained like a second on him just in the first sector.
Doesn't have damage.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
And now we need to try and line up a move somewhere in the last sector.
For the time being, conditions look good. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
On Danny Bresnay, you can see it has stopped raining. So we will be moving to slicks at some point. The question is, can we make it to P1 or even P2 before it stops raining? It's been a very good race so far. Danny Bresnay goes defensive. We go for the switchback, for the better exit. And you can see we managed to get a power down so much better. And down the inside we go. And that is P4. And now we're only 5/10 away from a podium position. As Jay goes wide there. Which helps us even more.
I'll let you go into turn 1.
Yeah, I'll go on the inside.
And as you can hear Jake say, you can get past because there's no point.
Pace.
So that is up to P3 we go. Jake said, you know what, you can get by. There's no point here. Gotta go fighting because I went 1.1 seconds faster that lap than Patrick Siepels, even though we had to overtake Danny Bresnay. So that was very, very ideal. Across the line we go. It's gonna be a fastest lap once again, 43.4. Didn't gain as much on that lap, I think so, but still faster than anyone else on track at the moment. I'm not sure where Arctis is right now. I think P6 or 7. It took him a bit longer to get through all that traffic. And he has a 3-second time penalty as well, of course. For the people who don't know, Arctis Lawrence is basically went from Xbox. He was the best on Xbox. He was also called Everyday Elite, and moved to PC like a few races ago. Now back to the race we go. Thomas Ronar up next, and we're gonna try and line up a move into this hairpin. Around the outside we go. Switch back, and we're gonna have much better traction because he actually had to avoid him a little bit there because we had so much more traction on that exit. Up to P2 we go, and now the leader is only 1.4 seconds ahead of us, and we need to try and get him before it dries up. We need to try and get him as fast as we can because everyone is going to be struggling more and more on the tires.
Nice thing up.
No, I'm gonna say. No, I'm not. No, I have to.
Into lap 23 we go now. Jake wanted to pit, but he ended up not pitting. And down the inside of Patrick Siepels we go. And that is the lead of the race, although he's fighting this back on those old tires. And he's managing to do that pretty well. But he has to give up eventually. Up to P1 we go with the fast lap of the race. You can see though, the track is drying. And Thomas Ronar has boxed for a new set of softs. So he is maybe not going to be gaining yet, but his tires will be warm when we come out on slicks.
I have no idea if I should box, to be honest.
As you can hear me say there, no idea if I should box, but you can see the track is just so dry now.
Fast on these, but
Yeah, we're just gonna have to box because otherwise we're gonna be losing too much time. Simple as that. Purple first sector. You can see Jake Venom 3.7 seconds
I think it is
behind
fast,
us.
to be honest.
Otis, however, 4.4 behind. He did not
He
manage
told me
to.
right on the apex.
He did not manage to claw the time back that he lost.
Yeah.
So he actually had a disadvantage from pitting compared to us, or compared to his previous position, because
So
he
you're
went
definitely
backwards.
boxing, yeah?
So
Yeah.
he,
strategy available on the
Mate,
AMD.
it could not have told me as I'm going into to the last corner in the braking zone.
and now this lap we're gonna be boxing. It's completely dry at this
Yeah,
point.
overheating.
Not completely, but
I'm gonna slow up a
more or
little
less. As you can hear me say, I am overheating, so I'm gonna be boxing for a new set of softs, pumping in some beautiful lap times. We set fast lap of the race actually, while boxing, and that shows how much it was drying up. New set of softs go on. I think softs and mediums are both a viable option. Jake lost around 1.5 seconds there, I think, having to double stack, which is not
I
ideal,
didn't
but
lose as much as I thought, but
it's better than boxing in the wrong lap.
God's sake.
Danny Bresnay opts for the
Why did
mediums,
Otis stay out?
and as you can hear Jake say,
Faster until the end, and just enters, I don't know.
Otis staying out on intermediates, and that basically means he's gonna be staying out until the end, which honestly could work out. I think that's not a bad call, but I think it's not the right call, especially where we were. You know, all the leaders were boxing, and we're definitely gonna catch up to Otis anyway. So I felt like it was not worth the risk. As you can see there, Harvey is doing the same, staying out on the inters. We go down the inside and up to P3. We go Ruben Pedreno up next. We went purple middle, purple last. Thomas Lonnar sets the fast lap of the race. Which was like 4 seconds, 5 seconds faster than we did on inters, if you don't account for the pit entry time loss. So yeah, that's what Otis is going to be
the straight line speed
losing.
of an F3 car.
As you can hear me say that, I've got the straight line speed on an F3 car. I went up on the wings, not quite wet setup level, but I think I went a little bit higher than most people. I think Otis was pretty equal to me, if I remember. In his fight where I went wheel to wheel with him, I was pretty equal top speed, but people like Patrick Seeples behind me had quite a lower wings. Anyway, another inter-runner who we need to get past, and Ruben Pedreno is teammates with Patrick Seeples in real life, so he's not gonna let us go here. He's fighting this to try and make us lose time, and he's gonna get out of the way of Patrick Seeples, sorry. And that cost us some time and some ERS, so that's not ideal. Now, Otis 6 seconds ahead, which is only gonna take us like 1 lap to catch up, more or less. And yeah, I think this was not the right strategy, but you know, might as well risk it. He was in P6, more or less, and trying to do
He
something
might
else.
have almost been faster to stay out.
And as you can see here, we're gaining so much time. We've got so much more grip. Around the outside we go, and that is back up to P1. However, this fight is not quite over just yet. We still got Patrick Seeples right behind us in the DRS, and as I said earlier, we went higher wings, which obviously worked a little bit better in wet conditions.
No matter what I do, I'm finishing second.
But as you can hear me say that, no matter what I do, I'm finishing in second, because Patrick has so much more straight line speed, or quite a lot more straight line speed, and he has the DRS. So that basically means we're going to be struggling here to fight him wheel to wheel. But as I went for the switchback, I saw he was flashing, and I was so surprised by that, because I thought he had so much more ERS. And that gave me hope again, because that means we can go for the move later on, and that we do have a little bit more ERS than him. As you can see there, he started flashing there as we were on 15-16%, so we've got that 6% advantage, and he was using ERS there on the exit, so it's not over quite yet. But
he got a penalty.
As you can see there,
Clown. Seeples.
Oh, back him up, please.
I'm behind.
Oh.
He basically gifted the win to me now. But I still decided that I wanted to win this on track nonetheless, because you never know if penalties are going to get removed. So I still wanted to win this. As Patrick is once again using more ERS on that exit, I decided not to, because I wanted to use it when I was out of the dirty air, basically. Once I got on this exit, I wanted to be close. You can see we gained a bit of time back with more cornering speed. Now we turn on the overtake button. We're closing. 3/10 behind, going into the hairpin. And now it's all gonna come down to the DRS. He got a bad exit, a lot of wheel spin, and that just helps us even more. But even with the DRS and the ERS advantage, we're not closing that fast. We might not even be clear going into the left-hander. We're trying to defend. Into the next left-hander we go side by side. He leaves us the space on the exit. Into the next right-hander we go side by side. Patrick is still there. We're gonna leave the space on the exit, but we're gonna be clear heading into the next left-hander. And into the lead of the race we go. We cover up the inside, and Patrick tries to get the switchback, doesn't get it done. And for the first time in 2023, we're gonna be winning a league race after starting in P15, having not practiced after being sick all week. Probably shouldn't have gone in the ice water in Sweden, but we take it anyway. P15 to P1, and what a race! Honestly, one of my best races. Even though
I got Thomas at least.
I obviously wasn't driving well in qualifying, because I had done no practice and I was sick. I'm still a little bit sick. You might still hear it a little bit in my voice. I'm much better today already, to be honest. Today is Friday, so it's been 2 days. I'm starting to feel better and better. But what a race it has been. One of my best races, to be honest. Like, obviously we had the tire advantage with going a different strategy, but so had a lot of other people, and they ended up not even in the top 5. I mean, Otis was one of them. Ukebena was one of them. They were all right around me after the safety car. But I think it just showed that we have so much better race pace than most people. And if we get a different strategy, then that just helps us even more. Here are the standings after Circuit of the Americas. We climb up to P4. And now we're only 11 points behind. So can't wait for Brazil. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, of course. And see you guys next time. Ciao.